wore the same old boots, year after year of truth. Sores worn thin from roads he never complained walking through. Every dollar had a name: school shoes, bills, and rain. Christmas lights in the house while his own dreams stayed unchanged. He'd stand in front of the store, look at things he could afford, then quietly turn away like he always did before. His kids never saw the cost, never knew what he lost. They only saw a father who somehow gave them all. He mastered the art of sacrifice without making it look like pain. Never for himself, always for them. Every hour, every broken breath, he carried love in silent ways that no one ever said. No gold, no selfish dreams, just a man behind the scenes giving pieces of his life away so his family could smile again. Now the years sit on his face, in the tight lines age made, but the house is warm at night because he gave his days. He never needed praise, never asked to be saved. The only thing he ever wanted was to see his people safe. Some men buy things for themselves, some spend their lives on others. Never for himself, always for them. Every hour, every broken breath, he carried love in silent ways that no one ever said. No gold, no selfish dreams, just a man behind the scenes giving pieces of his life away so his family could smile again. Often the ones who own the least. Never for himself, still true. Even when his whole world grew, he stayed the last in line every single time. And one day they'll understand love looked like his hands. Midnight on the clock again, cold air through the window screen. City lights fading slow, but he was nowhere near asleep. boots by the door, tired eyes. Another shift, another night. While the whole world closed its eyes, he stepped back into the fight. Hands rough from years of strain, body begging him to stay. But bills don't wait for broken men, and dreams don't build themselves. So he drove through empty roads with the weight of a family on his soul. Every hour stealing strength just to keep their future alive. They slept in peace at night because he stayed awake while they slept. He worked through the pain, through the hurt. Every sacrifice he made built the life they'd someday have. No applause, no glory found, just a father standing ground, trading pieces of his life away for the people that he loved. Saw those nights, the silence, the headlights, the exhaustion in his bones, hidden behind a smile. To them he was just dad, always there, always strong. But they never knew how much of him was disappearing all along. Some fathers say I love you, some prove it every night. While they slept, he worked through the pain, through the hurt. Every sacrifice he made built a life they'd someday have. No applause, no glory found, just a father standing ground, trading pieces of his life away. This world are usually awake when nobody sees them. While they slept, he stayed, fighting through another day, giving everything he had without asking for a thing back. And long after he is gone, his sacrifice will still live on. Through that front door, same tight boots on the floor, shoulders heavy from the world, but he smiled like always before. Kids running to his arms, wife asking how things are, and somehow he found the strength to say everything's alright. never saw the drive home, the silence in his soul, the way his hands would shake, holding on to control. His body begged for rest, his mind lived under stress, but he buried all of it deep behind the smile they knew best. He carried storms inside, so their skies stayed clear. Smile through the pain, that's what he did. Hide the weight so they could live. Every crack inside his heart covered up in the dark. No tears, no fear, no sign, just love hidden in disguise. He wore that smile every day to keep his family safe. Some nights he'd sit alone in the dark after everyone slept, breathing through the pressure, trying not to break yet. Still the next morning came and he did it all again, because some men carry pain without ever showing it. The strongest smiles alive are sometimes hiding the deepest wounds. Smile through the pain, that's what he did. Hide the weight so they could live. Every crack inside his heart covered up in the dark. No tears, no fear, no sign, just love hidden in disguise. He wore that smile every day to keep his family safe. That smile, he sacrificed himself behind it. Smile through the pain, still stands with the whole world in his hands. Tired eyes, broken soul, still refusing to let go. And one day they'll realize how much love was behind those tired eyes. Plans once to fire in the things he'd do, roads he wanted to chase before life changed the view. Then the bills came fast, little hands growing fast, and every dream he carried slowly moved to last place. He traded nights for work, turned passion into dirt, watched his own reflection fade under pressure and responsibility. Still he never complained, never pointed at the pain. He just buried what he wanted become something. Some men chase their dreams. Some become the reason others reach theirs. He buried his dreams in silence so the people he loved could fly. Gave away the life he imagined without ever asking why. No spotlight on his name, no reward for what he gave. Just a man trading his future away for the ones he couldn't fail. Now the years sit heavy like dust on forgotten melody. Sometimes he wonders who we'd be if life had gone differently. But then he sees their smiles, the life he built through sacrifice, and somehow all the pieces still make sense in his eyes. His dreams didn't disappear, they became his family's future. He buried his dreams in silence so the people he loved could fly. Gave away the life he imagined without ever asking why. No spotlight on his name, no reward for what he gave. Just a man trading his future away for the ones he couldn't fail. Them. He buried his dreams still true, but gave his family something beautiful. And even if nobody ever knows, heroes are built like this. Not every dream is meant to be lived. Some are meant to be given away. Rain falling past midnight, phone ringing, bad news again. He was already halfway dressed before they finished the sentence. Didn't matter how tired he was, didn't matter what it cost. If somebody he loved was falling, he moved without a thought. Hospitals, broken cars, funerals under cold stars, long drives with empty pockets, still he showed up. Nobody saw the war inside him, the nights he barely survived in, because somehow he always became the calm in everybody's chaos. Some men speak about loyalty, some become it. I was there every time, in the dark, in the fire, in the fight. Even when my own world burned, I still stood by your side. Broken hands, tired soul, still carrying what I could hold. I may have lost myself along the way, different. Silence sits a little heavier, and sometimes he wonders quietly who would have done the same for him. But he'd still do it again. That's just the kind of man he is, built from sacrifice and scars, more than words could ever explain. He wasn't perfect, he was present. I was there every time, in the dark, in the fire, in the fight. Even when my own world burned, I still stood by your side. Broken hands, tired souls, still carrying what I could hold. I may have lost myself along the way, but I was there. But I was there. Some men are remembered for success, others are remembered because they never abandoned people. I was there till the end, through the losses and the bends. No spotlight, no applause, just a love without conditions. And if they ever ask who stayed, they'll remember my name. Never talked too much, never mastered gentle words. Didn't write letters or poems, didn't know how that worked. But every morning before dawn, he was already gone, chasing another hard-earned dollar to keep the lights on. His love looked like callous hands, like fixing things that broke again, like standing in the cold alone so they could stay warm inside. He carried pressure like stone, took burdens as his own, and somehow made protection feel like the purest form of love. He never said I love you enough, but he proved it every day. Built like love, strong and rough, made of sacrifice and blood. Not perfect words or roses in the rain, but staying when life got hard. He loved through the work, through the pain nobody heard. Some men speak love softly, gray around his heart, but the people he protected still stand because of him. And maybe they'll understand someday why he gave himself away, because some men don't know how to love anyway except sacrifice. His love was never loud. It was dependable, built like love, strong and rough, made of sacrifice and blood. Not perfect words or roses in the rain, but staying with life got hard. He loved through the work, through the pain. Softly, he built it with his life. It's not always spoken, sometimes it's carried. Built like love still stands in the strength of his worn hands. Every scar, every mile was another way he loved, and long after he is gone, that love will still hold them together. Before the sun touched the sky, the pressure was already alive. Bills stacked high on the table, and fear hidden behind his eyes. Every problem found his name, every fire, every flame. Like the whole world around him knew exactly where to fall. His phone never stayed quiet. Someone always needed guidance, money, strength, protection, hope. He became all of it, and somehow he kept standing while his own soul was collapsing, because there was never room for him to fall apart too. Everybody brought him the weight, but nobody saw what it weighed. First to carry it every time, every burden, every fight. The fear, the pain, the cost always landed in his hands. He became the wall they leaned on, the calm when things went wrong, while silently breaking underneath, just to keep his family strong. He'd sit alone, mind racing like a storm, trying to solve tomorrow before tomorrow came. No medals for men like him, no crowds cheering for strength, just another exhausted soul, trying not to let everyone sink. He carried the whole house, while nobody carried him. First to carry it every time, every burden, every fight. The fear, the pain, the cost always landed in his hands. He became the wall they leaned on, the calm when things went wrong, while silently breaking underneath, just to keep his family strong, they stay afloat because others depend on them. Forced to carry it still does, even when life becomes too much, still holding the weight alone, like he always has. And one day they'll finally see how much he carried silently. Life hit him young and hard, no warning, no soft start, just pressure on his shoulders before he understood the world. While other boys still dreamed, he was learning how to bleed, how to hold the roof together when everything was falling in. There was never time to stop, never space to fall apart. People needed him standing, even when he was crushed. So he mastered moving forward with exhaustion in his blood, like a soldier still marching long after the war was lost. He didn't become strong by choice, he became strong because he had to. No time to break, no time to fall, he kept standing through it all. Even when his soul felt gone, he still carried on. No room for fear, no chance for tears. Life demanded strength from him before he was ready for it. Now the years set in his eyes, heavy like sleepless nights, but there's steel in the way he walks that pain could never erase. Deep down he's still tired, still burned by the fire, but quitting became impossible a long, long time ago. Some men survive because they're fearless, some survive because they never had another option. No time to break, no time to fall, he kept standing through it all, even when his soul tears. Life demanded strength from him before he was ready for it. Still carrying every scar somehow, not because he never hurt, but because life never paused. And that's how some men become legends, by surviving what should have destroyed them. Blinked and the kids grew tall. The small house changed it all. Pictures fading on the walls, like time never slowed down. He spent his life in motion, chasing bills and keeping hope alive. Always saying just a few more years, till the years disappeared. Every gray hair tells a story, every wrinkle learned slowly, from nights carrying pressure nobody else could see. He thought there'd be more time, more sunsets, more quiet nights, but somewhere in the struggle, life kept passing by. He was so busy holding everything together, he never saw time leaving him behind. Years went fast, too fast, between the work and the past. He gave his whole life away, trying to make everything okay. Now he stands there and sees what sacrifice really means. Sometimes strong men grow old before they ever get to rest. Now the house gets quiet early, the hallways don't sound the same, and sometimes he sits there wondering where all the seasons went. But then he sees their lives, everything he helped survive, and even through the sadness, there's pride behind his eyes. He lost years along the way, but he gave them a future. Years went fast, too fast, between the work and the past. He gave his whole life away, trying to make everything okay. Now he stands there and sees what sacrifice really means. Sometimes strong men grow old before they ever get to rest. how quietly it steals time. Years went fast, still gone, like a beautiful old song. But the love he built remains long after youth fades away. And even if life moved too fast, his sacrifice was never wasted. He never wore a cape, never chased his name in lights. Just a man with tired hands and fire in his eyes. Everything he ever built, every scar, every mile, had one reason underneath: keep his family alive. He'd stand between the danger and the people that he loves, take the hit, carry the pain, without asking for enough. Not because he feared nothing, but because some things matter more. And a real man learns early what his life is really for. Love made him fearless, responsibility made him unstoppable. Without hesitation he would fall, give his life, give it all, for the voices calling him dad, for the hands that hold his heart. No second thought, no retreat, just loyalty running deep. Some men say they love their family, some would die to protect them. Maybe nobody notices the pressure behind his calm, the way he silently carries fear just to keep them safe from harm. But every choice he makes, every sacrifice he takes, comes from a place so deep words could never explain. He wasn't built by ego, he was built by love. Without hesitation he would fall, give his life, give it all, for the voices calling him dad, for the hands that hold his heart. No second thought, no retreat, just loyalty running deep. Some men say they love their family, some would die to protect them. Purest form of masculinity, he sacrificed without witness, without hesitation still stands, with the world inside his hands. Not perfect, not untouched, just a man who loved too much. And if the day ever came, he'd give everything again.